Hello, back again, continuing this single run. Sorry about that brief interruption. I just wanted to chop the video in the 2.5 hour segment and figured, hey, you never know, but maybe YouTube won't accept a whatever gigabyte video clip. Okay, so let's continue exactly what we were doing. I've cleared the snake pit first. Normally I would do the swamp first, but I did the snake pit first here. I think I'm qualified to take on the swamp at this point on account of the fact that, one, I have poison resistance built into my axe. Two, I have, whatchamacallit, I have poison resistance built in my axe. I also have poison resistance that I'm capable of using via the ring in a pinch if I need to use a better axe. I also have a flaming axe, which I can use to take on hydras. I was going to drop the some of my junk. I'm thinking electrocution is... it's nice to have one of each, I guess. I guess I'll drop the speed axe. I'm not going to be using it anytime soon. I also got this nifty new helmet, so hopefully that stealth will help. So off to the swamp we go. And food situation is average, so cool. Am I using the anti-poison axe? I really hope I am. Yes, I am. Okay, good. And it just occurs to me I should actually finish storing scrolls. Yeah, I left off kind of in the middle of that. So, drop all these enchant weapon scrolls, basically, are my key to save scrolls, and yeah. In we go. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we have here? A goldfish. Yay! I have double-digit skill. My armor hits level 20. And my axes already did that, and they're at level 21. 32. My AC is 30 freaking 2. Unbelievable. And I still don't have any shoes. By the way, I guess I'm making it sound like, oh my god, I still don't have it, what the hell's wrong? Truth is, it's pretty typical to not get a full armor set for a very long time. And while obviously you always want to try for one, it's not like, you know, the end of the world, obviously. I have a 32 AC without it, so, yeah. Poison resist. Hurl stuff. Not being able to catch retreating enemies is so infuriating. I think there were some javelins that Uruk dropped here. Yeah, I'm gonna go for those. I figure that they're better than carrying around freaking darts. Oh, bog mummy. Let's get all of these, and the ones he actually threw as well. Cool. Now next time I have to throw stuff after somebody, I can throw javelins at least. They're designed to be thrown, and they're a little bit more heavy duty than just darts. New helmet. I seriously doubt it's going to be much better than the one I'm currently wielding, but I'll hang on to it anyway until... The thing is, my current helmet is cursed on, and I don't want to bust a scroll of uncurse for the sake of an item that I don't even intend to use. So, not going to. But I'll hang on to the extra helmet, and eventually when something else gets cursed that I actually do want removed, scroll of uncurse will just uncurse everything simultaneously. It's not like I even am low on scrolls of uncurse, I'm just, you know, that kind of player. I'm very conservative of my resources. And sure enough, now my cloak is cursed as well, so... See, I can't change armors with that on. I'm gonna lure these guys upstairs. I don't feel comfortable fighting all of them simultaneously. Okay. Healing, eating, returning. There we go. Speared the alligator, and beautiful. They are all down. I have the javelin. Alright! Regen. My food just went bad. What was I just thinking? There was something I wanted to... Oh yeah, uncursing. So as it stands, my favorite weapon has been cursed, as well as 3 of my armor items. So now I think it's a fair time to uncurse. So I'm going to go ahead and wield my cursed item, and now read a single scroll of uncurse to remove all of them simultaneously. Yay! And now I'm going to try on that helmet, see what it gives me exactly. It's just a +2 helmet, brings my AC up to 33 total. It's better to go with this +1 helmet or whatever. Technically it's a little less AC, but the bonuses are just immense. Dex +3, in +3. And massive bonuses to stealth. Although, in fairness, I'm not exactly playing a stealthy character. I don't think I've even taken a single point in stealth to be as of yet. Maybe just a single point in stealth. Yeah. And I don't exactly intend to level it up either. I mean, my character's design philosophy right now is hit me, as opposed to please don't hit me or dodge or anything. I was like, hit me, I'm a brick wall. Yeah, and it's so much nicer to have these javelins for finishing things off. Ah, good god, bog mummies. I really hate this reactive curse on death. Remind me not to go into the tomb, whatever that's called. I'm not going to throw my javelin over the water, I don't want to lose it. Just use darts. Burn it. So, apart from taking off the Amulet of Faith, the other event that can notably reduce my piety level is having to spam summon ally multiple times in a row. That costs a lot of piety, and yeah, and it adds up pretty fast, and it can be very hard to recover. So while on the one hand it's not like I'm predicting needing it anytime soon, there's always a value to stocking up these burnable books for a time of actual need, rather than burning them every time you see them. Especially now that my piety has basically hit 5-6 pips, and so it's stably high. Man, these guys pinned me. I have to fight on the water, which is not a fun place to fight. They pinned me good. It got me really sick. Okay, a Hydra on the horizon with a poison drake in close proximity. Where's the nearest staircase, in case I have to pull off a retreat? There isn't a nearest staircase. I'm very hopeful that the drake will come by himself without the Hydra. But that's just hopefulness and not like any proof. Okay, it worked. And I have a new weapon. A venomous, hunger-inducing, strength +3, resist cold weapon. Cool, but, you know, right now I need resist poison more than I need resist cold. And incidentally, once I find that Hydra, I will need neither. It's found me, ready to fight. Where is my fire weapon? I know I have one. War Axe of Flaming. Let's try this without Berserk. One hit, and the 6-headed Hydra becomes a 5-headed Hydra. Now it's a 4-headed Hydra. 3, 2, oh god, the picture looks so cute for the 2-headed. 1-headed Hydra. dies to a javelin. That was awesome. Yeah, definitely like flaming weapons for taking out hydras. And I've got to charge this electric eel. I don't have an option. Low on health. Yeah, elven cloak. Yay. I mean, it's well manufactured, so hang on to it. But really, I have a +2 cloak, so... Let's see what the pluses are on this. There's no pluses. And it's elven, so it's not even going to be that good for armor's sake. Elven stuff generally is better for casting and for getting better evasion. And, Dwarven stuff is generally better for just giving you ridiculous amounts of AC. Okay. Traps and doors is up to 9. And my level right now is what? 16? So it's definitely at half level, so I can drop it. Heck, I might as well train... You know what I'm going to do? Just temporarily, I'm going to turn off everything except throwing. And just, you know, because of the relative level of enemies I'm fighting against, see how fast I can bring throwing to a reasonable level. It's because Lord knows I'm doing enough throwing to justify wanting to spend a few points in it. It's kind of my way of catching a retreating enemy at this point. And I don't know whether training throwing boosts like damage or accuracy or whatever. And frankly, I don't really care. It's just I'm getting such a low return on investment from training my primary skills right now that I feel the need to branch out just for the sake of actually watching the numbers move. Oh wow, the thing rotted in the 2 seconds between the first and the second. Let's just eat. And kill with my bloody axe. A hydra, a couple of vampire mosquitoes. Definitely a good time to switch to the fire axe. And I may actually just berserk on here, because there's a lot of enemies at melee range, and that's a recipe for trouble. I think I just lost a javelin permanently. That sucks. Okay, Hydra's dead. Let's re-wield my resist poison and use that resistance to poison to eat the Hydra, who, you know, conveniently left behind a lot more meat than he had heads. What's fun about Hydras is when they only have one head and you burn it off, no matter how much health they have, they instantly die. And the way that the burning a head off works is, as long as you land a hit with a fire weapon, they lose a head each time. So it's definitely the right way to go if you have that option. I'm getting crowded here. And fighting these giant leeches on water, when they're on water, is never an acceptable option. On the flip side, these insubstantial whips aren't exactly putting up a good fight. An insubstantial wisp is no match for a massive freaking axe-wielding berserker dwarf that wields an axe as casually as most men wield quick blades. This slime creature. Yeah, this is the problem I have with the swamp. Every enemy, for the most part, retreats. There are virtually no hallways or corridors to pin enemies in. And when they retreat, I have virtually no way of catching them. I refuse to berserk every single enemy. I mean, that would just be self-limiting. And it's not like they're all, you know, nothing enemies either. Like the slime. Some of them are very hard-hitting enemies. Like, well, like alligators. So it's not even that who cares? It matters. Oh, take the Hydra. I mean, I guess I have the fire weapon, so the damage remains, that they lose heads. But picture taking a ridiculous amount of damage out of a Hydra, but because you have the misfortune that you bloody them before you kill them, as opposed to like this, where I just got a critical and killed him, the Hydra immediately runs away, and you have to do the whole fight over. You get no experience for it. The Hydra will have full health when you come back. It's like fighting me, except, you know, I suffer instead of the computer. Oh, great, a draining weapon. And yay for shoes! I think this completes my armor set. It does. I am now up to 34 AC, and believe it or not, I am finally burdened by my possessions, which means I have a lot of wands and weapons right now, so heavy duty stuff. I'm gonna drop 2 chunks of giant frog flesh. That should lighten my load. Next question is there an amulet of the Gourmand anywhere? That would be my ideal, amulet right now, to be honest. I know that there's probably technically better amulets out there, but that one just improves my quality of life so much, because it's nice to not have to worry about your satiation. Okay. Good news is, I have AC and HP to spare, so it's not like every encounter that goes south or takes a few more hits. Okay, that is Nessos the Centaur. He is a bitch to deal with. He's very fast, he's a centaur. He inevitably has flaming weapons, longbows, a lot of good stuff. Judging by the situation, he can't come at me from here. He's gonna have to come around this way. Or maybe this way, I don't know. So if I approach him, I should be okay for the time being. I'm gonna use a Berserk troll or ally to help me. Whatever ally I get. Just because I'd like to know that there's a second target on, or a second club wielding. There we go, he's dead. He's very dead. But yeah, Nessos the Centaur has ended more than one good run of mine, so I've learned to be more than a little cautious. He's like those centaur chieftains that that wear red, that we meet much later on. Yeesh, that took a bite out of my dexterity. It's a good thing I don't need to be dexterous. I'm just an axe-wielding maniac. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this meat, I guess, and take this. Do I have any spare scrolls that I don't need? Or I guess I'm gonna eat that pear and those sultanas just to clear up some space in my inventory. It looks like I accidentally ate a meat ration too, but there we go, now I'm at full. And that should give me a few more inventory slots to continue doing my thing. It's amazing too that that's like one meat ration brought me up so much, and I have like 8 of those, so despite the fact that I'm constantly worrying about my food, it's only because I'm a never use items-aholic, based on my experience with other games, I guess. Does not pay off in Crawl half the time, because in Crawl you want to be using your items whenever you need them. Had to relearn that. Okay, I'm beginning to think this floor is mostly cleared out at this point. I'm not going to say it's done, because it's not. And there's loads of enemies that, like that, I've beat up and then they disappeared on me. By which I mean they retreated to some area where I couldn't feasibly catch them. But whatever. Once I finish exploring everything, making sure there's no good items I left behind, I'll move on. And this is still just Swamp 3, so I've got another floor to go yet. Okay, where's the giant toad? There's a giant toad. Okay, let's re-quiver my javelins again. But it looks like this floor is complete. Yeah, this floor is complete. Down we go. Now, floor 4, I think there's 5 floors in the swamp, so this is floor 4, floor 4. So floor 4, I should anticipate more drakes, possibly some swamp dragons, and of course hydras. Really though, I'm not anticipating anything much more terrifying than that, so yay! Oh, fighting an alligator on the water. Always a bad idea. Notice that despite my massive advantage of being a dwarf, he still dealt significant damage to me. And solo leveling throwing, I don't want to do it anymore. That's a reasonable... It's no longer at 0. That's good enough for me. Axes, armor... Actually, just do them basic. Axe, armor, fighting. That sounds good. I guess if anything, traps and doors should be specializing in, because that has the greatest potential to completely destroy my run right now. Falling into a situation where I'm up against a bunch of ranged users and can't conveniently retreat to a staircase. Not literally falling, I mean, you know, being suddenly thrust into that situation. If I have control over when I go where, I should be able to avoid that for a while. My AC is still at 34, so that's promising. Okay, time to make another trip to the surface. Let's drop my warm flesh first, and then off we go. What is that? Doesn't look terribly dangerous, but I've never seen it before. It looks like exactly what it claims to be, just a cloud of water vapor. Though I've seen how dangerous insubstantial mist has been, so... Let's get out of here. Alligator. I'll just wait here, actually. Hopefully can... Yep. Lure it into a fight where I have some advantage. Like on dry land. Okay, and, more crap. And that's the thing, it's not even that these guys have respawned on the floor, they might have, but for the most part, I can't even tell whether or not I clear a floor. I'm gonna drop my extra wand of cold and my extra wand of fire. Probably things I'll want to come back for eventually. And, descend into the swamp. How far does it go? 4 floors in. Good, good, good. It's like I bump them and they run off. Like knocking a tennis ball against a wall or whatever, you know? You bounce it off and they run off to the wall and they come back at you. Problem is there's no wall to bounce it on, so I have to catch the tennis ball, which just gets exhausting. That was actually a pretty good analogy. Okay, slime creatures. Make my day. You know what? I'm gonna start wielding an ice axe until my axe of choice, the ice axe, until an enemy shows up which requires poison resistance. Then I'll switch it up, because I can switch weapons pretty fast. And this way, I'll have the benefit of dealing maximum damage, in addition to bonuses versus cold-blooded creatures, like slowing them down a little bit. Should have thought of this a while ago. And there's probably a lot of cold-blooded creatures in the swamp. Okay, Blink Frog, if you want to, you know, come here anytime soon. There you go. Eat it, axe. Only problem with the strategy is I have to make sure that both my poison axe and my resist poison axe, rather, and my ice axe remain uncursed, so that I can actually switch at a moment's whim. Okay, that's several kills. Switching to the ice axe again. Switching back to the poison axe. And ice axe. There we go. Yeah, if I'm dealing larger amounts of damage with larger crits, then that means hopefully I can minimize the number of times an enemy runs away. And there's that wisp again. I seriously just want to knock it out, so... Oh, alligator. That was much more satisfying. Thing went down in 2 hits. Slice the vapor, destroy the vapor. Maybe vapors are much more dangerous than I'm giving them credit for, but when you're wielding a massive axe... I think it's that they're very resistant to enchantments, so probably that's their niche, making casters hate themselves. Okay. This floor is beginning to look mostly cleared up. Another bog mummy. This one... Actually, what is that amulet I just picked up? I never identified it. It's an amulet of the gourmand. I was just talking about how I wanted one of those. What am I wearing right now, anyway? But wouldn't you know it, I'm not even wearing an amulet. Totally gonna put that on, curse and all. Okay, it's on. And now, I can start filling up on everything. Oh, right. You have to wait a little while. I found this out the hard way a couple days ago. If you put on an amulet and then take it off, if you put on the amulet of the gourmand and then take it off, there's a fixed amount of time you have to wait before... I should actually put on my resistance. Before you're actually going to experience the benefits of the amulet of the gourmand. Until then, you actually take the opposite. Food is extremely unsatisfying and it's very hard to get satiated. So don't switch frequently. Just, pick one and stick with it. Wear it or don't wear it. Oh, it's a bog mummy. More unidentified stuff. Ring of levitation. Those were in fact scrolls of amnesia, and I'm hungry. How did that happen? Probably because I haven't eaten anything for a while. Okay, there we go. Raw flesh tastes great. I am officially gaining, not losing, and I'm going to drop these unnecessary wands that I'm picking up and have no interest in. I'm pretty deep in, so I'm going to retreat to this red staircase. That way I have a quick way out in a pinch, but I don't think I'm going to need it. Not against these guys. It's more like if some bizarre new enemy turns up on the corner of the map when I'm not paying attention. Okay, Whisper gone. So the thing about wisps is they're designed to be annoying, in my opinion, as opposed to actually dangerous. They always attack in large groups, which means it's hard to focus fire just one of them. They have blink, so they jump around like imps. They have a ridiculously high evade, again, similar to imps. They also deal a reasonable amount of damage at times, but for the most part don't. Which means, ultimately, when you're fighting them, they're really just there to irritate you rather than to kill you. And thanks to their jumping around, they can lock you in place pretty easily, or make it hard for you to escape. Totally switching to my fire axe, and getting out of the water. Trim that hydra down to size. And switching back to my ice axe. Come on, come at me, bruh. Wait, where's the staircase? Oh my god, I am out of my depth. There, due left, that's the plan. Retreating to the staircase. I'm very concerned because this, for all that it looks easy, this is the 5th floor, and uh-oh. It was bound to happen. I forgot to switch. I was only confused for 2 turns, but 2 turns of confusion can definitely kill you if you're not, if they're the wrong 2 turns. Okay, back by the staircase. A little bit more comfortable now. There's the other staircase, so let's head in that direction. Clearing dungeon up as I go. More wisps and a Hydra on top, so let's switch to the anti-Hydra axe. Now, some of you may recall, if you've been watching this entire video in one run, in which case you've been here as long as I have, but some of you may recall that I was very keen that I keep the Amulet of Faith on until God Gifts had given me all of the weapons I wanted, and even after I had several very high damaging weapons and a couple cool brands. This is why. I feel like a fire weapon and an ice weapon are very necessary, and they're very different, so they complement each other really nicely. And just look what mincemeat I can make out of Hydras thanks to that insistence. Okay, dropping this off again. Axes are pretty damn good right now. I guess I'll just keep boosting armor preferentially, since armor ultimately is what's keeping me alive. And everything else is just helping me kill stuff faster. Oh, I need to be filling up to beyond full. I forgot I'm wearing the Gourmand amulet now. Yeah. Amulet of the Gourmand on a Berserker lets you it's, for me at least, it's mentally like I can keep one Berserk in stock beyond my fullness meter. And that's really helpful. Okay, I am steadily approaching what looks to me to be like, see that stone wall over there on the corner? I think that's where the most dangerous enemies are going to be hiding out. I can always retreat directly backwards, which is where the staircases are, so let's poke my head in. Definitely switching to resist poison right now, and backing off because I just got overwhelmed. This is a really good combination they've got going. They've got the Hydra, and then they got enough poison enemies that I can't just use my anti-Hydra weapon. So I'm going to drop an ally to help me clear them out. Sorry, I went quiet. I'm just trying to figure out whether or not I'm winning, and it looks like I am, so I'm going to actually risk going Berserk here in the middle of all of this to try and seal the deal a little bit more thoroughly. Okay, there comes the Hydra back for more, and just in time too. My god, the Hydra is actually missing and dealing no damage. That's just how ridiculously high my armor has gotten at this point. And that Swamp Drake left behind some hide for me, which is good too. Let's put on the Resist Poison Axe and start eating my 8 chunks of Swamp Dragon armor, or Swamp Dragon flesh. Okay. I am full. And leaving behind the skeleton, which I have no interest in. Oh, whoops, I forgot to switch to the fire axe. Notice that if you look at the messages, all 4 of those heads are attacking me and dealing no damage. That's just how much armor I have right now. Take the Swamp Dragon hide with me, just in case. Fire axe? Yes, fire axe is still up, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's gone. Resist Poison Axe. 1, 2. Why am I throwing darts at him? Idiot, throw javelins. Gone. Burn the corpses. Burn all the corpses. And I'm carrying a bunch of stuff I don't need or something, because I'm very overweight. Resist poison is on, so I'll just tackle the monsters, I guess. I think I'm tackling this branch later than I normally would. Normally my priority would be the snake pit, or sorry, the swamp over the snake pit, but I did the snake pit first, and that has enabled me to deal with this rune area much more. Oh, the 27-headed Lernaean Hydra has come into view. Now, grant what you will about the ordinary Hydra, but the Lernaean Hydra has 27 heads. That makes him very dangerous, needless to say. I have options. I'm going to try something kind of stupid. I want to teleport him out of the way so that I can get the rune, get out, and not have to deal with him. Problem is, there's a fair chance he'll end up blocking my way again. Or, you know, my teleports will miss. So I'm just going to back away nice and slow. Nope. The 27-headed Hydra is following me. He only takes up one square, even if he looks like he takes up two. You know what this calls for? Double Trog allies. And I'm going to sick them both on the Hydra. And unfortunately, the Hydra just walked right over them like they didn't exist. This is a good time to teleport. So, teleportation activated. In the meantime, I'm going to try and kill the swamp dragon. Yeah, he bit me and I took 30 damage. That's pretty serious. Okay, I'm out. Good. For a second there, I was getting really cocky. It's like, oh, the swamp is actually pretty easy right now, but nope. Just when you think you're doing okay, they throw you a curveball and then a bunch of slimes get together to kill you. And, you know, true to form, these irritating wisps that serve no real purpose but to annoy all show up at the same time. I'm not letting them stop me. I'm getting out of that floor ASAP. I really do want to get that rune, though. It's in the perfect spot for me, so I'm going to attempt this again. But I need a better battle strategy to take down that Hydra. I can't obviously run up to it and fight it in melee. I'll die that way. And my piety is no longer good enough that I can just summon Trog allies and hope for the best. And even if I could, he seems to make short work of those Trog allies as well. So, let's see what I can do. See if I can call them out. So if I shout a couple times, see what comes out the door. Nothing. Okay. There it is. There you be. Now you tell me where you see. Let's keep backing away. Okay. Scissor them up in order. Where's the... Lernaean Hydra is not in this hallway, which is great. Because if I can tackle his support, it'll be much easier to tackle him later. Resist poison. Kill the one corpse. Torch the rest. I didn't actually finish that corpse either. On account of the alligator. Which this time actually dies, thank God. Okay, there it is. There's the Lernaean Hydra. I'm gonna go forward with plan, teleport him the hell away from here. Fuck, that's not working. If I go Potion of Speed and run, and lure him as far away from the entrance as possible, Where am I luring him exactly? I'm gonna run towards this staircase. He got me. He got me in the water. Yeah, this is not gonna end well. I'm gonna go ahead and blink. I don't want to take any chances. I'm gonna blink all the way to here. Have him come along. As close as I dare. That's about as close as I dare. And off I go. I don't think that I have what it takes to fight this guy one-on-one, this Hydra, directly. What I do know, though, is that I do have the ability to avoid him on that floor. I have another scroll of blinking I can use to get away from him in a pinch. And I'm so bloody close to that rune, I can practically feel it. So I'm going to make one last attempt to make a beeline directly for it. If I had a potion of levitation, this would be the perfect time for it. I'm going to go the long way, because I know last I left him by the south staircase. And if I get it, I'm just going to get out of here. The rune, I mean, in case I wasn't clear what it is I'm going for. Did I ever take a swamp dragon hide? Okay, good, I did. Because it's going to be hell to come back for. That's where he was initially. Here's the enemy I don't have time to deal with. Rune should be anywhere here. There it is. Beautiful. I now have the rune. I'm going to attempt to walk out the way I came in, but at the very first sign that that Lernaean Hydra is around, I'm just going to hit the teleport button as fast as humanly possible and hope I don't need to bust another blink. It's possible that I could kill him by, you know, flame berserking, and I really don't want to risk it. I've almost become quiet, as if he can hear me talking. Sneaking, 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 sneaking. Not worth fighting him. Let him go. Remember your goal and just get out of here. Okay, there's the staircase. No sign of the bloody Hydra. And out we go. Okay, okay. That's 2 runes. 2 runes acquired. And the beauty of this game is you don't have to win every fight. I do not have to go back and fight him just because he exists. Switching to the ice axe of my preference. And I now have acquired 2 of the runes. I am level 17, which is one of the highest levels I've ever reached. I've cleared out most of the floors. I haven't cleared out the hive quite yet. I could totally do that, actually, if I wanted to. But I don't need the food right now or the piety buff, so I'm going to continue through the dungeon as normal. In fact, what do I need? I don't use a shield. Cloak, helmet, dwarven gauntlets, plate mail. I'm still using some pretty basic armors here, especially in terms of my main armor. But nothing I've seen so far really seems to rival it. The plate mail with cold resistance is actually kind of tempting, but that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing else I found in the dungeon really comes close. So what I'm considering doing right now is I do have a scroll of acquirement that I haven't used yet, and I'm considering busting that on getting me some superior armor. Probably shouldn't, though. I'm going to hang on to my scroll of acquirement a while longer. You never know when you'll actually need something and wish you had another scroll of acquirement left. Although I think I have 2 of them now that Yeah, I have 2 of them. Yeah, to hell with this. I'm totally using one of those. I mean, at this stage of the game, I should have really good armor, and I only have 34 AC. Only. But no, I have 34 AC, so it's not like it can hurt. Give me some armor, baby. Embroidered gauntlets. +1 Gauntlet of Dexterity actually hurts my AC a little bit, and quite frankly I don't need the improved AC. Okay, that was a waste because I'm not actually going to make use of it. I don't need AC for the weapons I wield. A War Axe and a Executioner's Axe are not designed with the dexterous in mind. Down we go, down we go. Gotta remember to keep well fed as well. I kind of keep forgetting that I can do that now. Notice that I've actually stopped even berserking against the club-wielding hill giants. I mean, I'd totally do it if they managed to hit me, but that's an if. They have to prove they can. Let's see. Wand of Digging. Very nice, very nice. Let's plow our way through these masses. And am I still... Traps and doors needs to be leaking experience. Or I need to be leaking experience into traps and doors constantly. Because as I see it, that's the #1 way I'm going to end up dying in this game. Most likely way I'm going to end up dying is a BS, oh, you stepped in a trap and lost the game, so let's not do that if I can avoid it. I'm going to drop 4 meat rations and 4 bread rations right here, because this is getting a bit ridiculous, just the sheer amount of excess food I have. Especially considering that I'm basically borderline engorged most of the time. Dire Flail. I'm going to leave that behind. I'm not a big mace guy, and even if it's the best possible item in the game, I have good enough weapons for now. And it's not, because it's not even an artifact. Yay, more enchant armor. Totally might come back for that at some point. And drop these rotting chunks. Okay, that's floor 12 complete. On to the next floor. Which I guess will be 13, assuming math is linear. I'll make your ass linear. Okay, cleared and destroyed. God, it's so nice to not worry about taking 20 damage. It's just so refreshing. I'm so used to playing these weak, flimsy characters that have plenty of ways to escape, but if you ever pin them down to a real fight, they die. I wonder if any of my viewers have seen, what's it called, Sin City. Remember that one scene with the kid that was jumping around like a crazy freak, and then he gets caught in the end. He's like, alright, you son of a bitch, let's see how much you feel like jumping down, and he spits at him. Yeah, that's kind of the, that's kind of how my more agile characters play. They can dance circles around you, but if you pin them down, they will just die. I'm going to totally put on poison resist right here, because that's a lot of poison incoming, and I can handle an ogre with a subpar weapon, no problem. Gecko flesh consumed. I still actually don't know how ugly things work, these in terms of their mechanics. I understand that it seems like they're a cycle of colors, and what they're resistant to is based on what their color is. I'm not sure if they change colors or fake you out, and their corpses are always mutagenic, which makes killing them wholly unsatisfying, since, you know, I don't generally eat mutated corpses. Notice that I actually shot the jelly with the javelin, because I figured it would be lethal damage, so I'd get away with it. And I did. Didn't have time to eat it, because it was too busy being dead. Okay. Time for a mass corpse burning. What else to drop? I guess I can drop enchant weapon too. When I'm ready for it, I'll come back for it. I have multiple wands of everything. Let's drop lightning, because I have cold and fire. Let's drop the digging, because in general no, that's a good utility. Draining is 2. Ring of Protect Cold can totally go. I like my Ring of Poison for my purposes. Ring of Agility is pointless on my character. He's never going to be agile enough no matter how many of those I use. And drop a couple Restore abilities and a couple Heal Wounds. That ought to do it. Thin out my arms a little bit. Okay, another floor complete, and still no vaults. Okay, big skeletons are, at least in my mind, they're a sign that I'm closer to the vaults, but I guess that's specious reasoning at best. Certainly the enemies I'm fighting are becoming bigger. Yay for slaying. Okay, floor looks pretty empty actually. You gotta love this. There's nothing these guys can do to me to even touch me anymore. I mean, I'm not saying that there's nothing the game can throw at me. Obviously there is, but, you know, never insult the DM. It's a good way to get yourself killed. But in terms of orcs no longer pose any kind of real threat. Okay, let us see what else there is on this floor that holds any portent for me. I know that model dragon saw me, so I'm going to let him come after me so that I don't get burned. An amulet of conservation. That's a nice amulet. Keep my items safe. Do I have that amulet? I think I do. Nope, never mind. Drop the crappy meat. I'd like to have a good set of darts, something disposable. Dungeon floor 15. Still no sign of the vaults. Or signs, but no actual vaults itself. Which is okay, vaults don't have to appear until like I think 19 or something. So I'm still got a ways to go, but I'd be lying if I said I'm not getting a little antsy. There it is, the vaults. Let's continue my quest of bloodlust by clearing out the floor first, and then I'll proceed into the vaults. I'm being pretty matter-of-fact, but honestly, this is proving to be one of my best runs. I can consistently get to this skill level, don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh, I've never been level 17, or being level 17 is very rare. But it's more like, I usually manage to screw up on the way, especially when I'm being as flippant and throwaway about it as I am now, so it's kind of awesome, especially because, I swear to God, I just randomly was like, let's do an uncut run. It's not like I did 6 of these and went with the longest one or anything. Oh, beautiful. So there's an interdimensional bazaar, which is a fancy way of saying there's a set of shops on this floor. Oh, crap. Izul requires instant death, which means berserk. I don't know where this international, or whatever bazaar is, but I need to find it. Do I have magic mapping? I do. Will that help? I don't know if it'll show up, but it's worth a try. That's probably it, that store right there. Nope, because there's another one right there to the left of me. Oh my god, all my scrolls are catching fire. That sucks. That really sucked. I was paying no attention. I lost most of my scrolls. Okay, empty arch of stone, so that wasn't it. Let's head this way and see if it's this one. This is it, but getting through this fire room presents its own hazards. Okay, I'm through. I believe that I've lost a ridiculous amount of valuable scrolls, so that sucks for me. Let's hope that this was worth it. Food, pointless weapons, books that I don't use, pointless weapons? Yeah, pointless weapons. And that's it. Okay, all told a little bit less useful than I'd hoped, but those are the breaks. I'm back out. I don't know what that thing is. It looks like... Apparently it's a rock Sasha. Do I have a resist elect weapon? Because it looks like he's dancing. Ah, screw it. Just... Let's not figure out what he is. Let's just kill him. Death, as they say, is the best counter spell. Unfortunately, I lost a lot, and I mean a lot, of valuable scrolls. I don't even know what half of those scrolls that I lost are, but I'm very, very miffed right about now. I'm actually not entirely sure what I could have done to prevent it, because all it took was that one shot, and then Liquid Flames got on me. So actually, yeah, to my user base, to my subscribers, if any of you know how you can eliminate the threat without using an Amulet of Conservation, like, once you've been lit on fire, what you can do to minimize the damage that you take from, or minimize the scroll loss you take from Liquid Flames, let me know. I tried a healing potion, but it didn't seem to help. But I'm hoping that there's at least some way to eliminate that status effect, even if it's something as retarded as light yourself on fire, or sorry, douse yourself with ice, and risk your potions instead. This is just too good to pass up. Let's use Fire ought to do just fine against all of them. Yeah, there we go. Few sweet kills, they're dead. I was in this room just a few moments ago and he wasn't there. I guess Cyclopi can move. Wield my immune to poison axe while I eat some poison creatures. And then back to my usual. Okay, and clear. Down we go. Next floor, new challenges. Drop the Wand of Digging, because I already have one. Drop the next Wand of Digging, because I already have one. At least I hope I do. Yes, I do. Yay for a cache of small enemies that cannot possibly threaten me. Again, nothing of particular note, except a pair of glowing gloves, but I already have +2 gloves, so I'm not even that excited about them. Yay! That looks like an awesome cloak. Let's see if it is. Let's try it on. Resist cold +2, int +2, but it says curse, and I want to know what that means exactly. It may recurse itself. Fuck. Okay, that's one of the most irritating statuses an item can have. It means that not only is it cursed, but, well, exactly what it sounds like. I guess I don't have to explain it to you guys. It can become cursed again spontaneously. So it means there's no point running around with it uncursed, or there's no point wasting an uncurse with it until you actually want it to stop being cursed. And the problem with it being a cloak is that I can't swap out armors with my cloak on, so I will eventually probably want to uncurse it, at least for a little while. But it's a valuable cloak. I think it drops my overall AC by a point in favor of, what were the effects? I think double resist cold, which is just awesome. So that's totally a trade-off I'm willing to make, and... Oh, pretty much all my items are cursed at this point. I can totally, yeah, at some point I'm totally gonna just uncurse everything in one scroll. Provided I don't run out of those scrolls by some unseemly event. Which seems... Oh my god, see, that's what happens when you double press when you mean to single press. You end up having to take quadruple the damage. 2 going, 2 coming back. But, alright. So far so good, just a bunch of statues blocking the way. The way to nothing particularly valuable, it seems, just a jewelry store. So, yeah, and as it is, I'm already wearing a ring of slaying that I don't want to take off, so I'm just gonna leave these statues be for now. Nothing overly valuable to make me try and contest them. Though, I do wonder, and I'm just gonna test whether or not it's true that disintegration shatters a statue in 1 turn. Just for my own edification. Let's try it on the nearest guy. V. G. Unaffected. 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 Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take that as a no. Downstairs we go. Vault floor 3. The vault is 8 floors deep. And the 8th floor is special in that, 1, there's a scripted encounter with, like, I want to say 20 vault guards in a circle around you. I don't remember if I ever got that far in one of my previous vids, but if you go down there without a concrete plan of what you're going to do, it's pretty much instant death for you. And I'm totally going to get out of here right now because I got a new scroll of acquirement, and the last thing I want is to lose it to freaking liquid flames or something. More strength. Okay, out we go. You know what? Where's the vault door? Let's just start dumping stuff right out here. It's technically not safe. Something could come and eat it, but that has never happened to me in all the time I played this game. So, I'm just going to risk it. And I'm also going to drop 4 scrolls of Identify on account of having a ridiculous number of those already. Eat pear, go down. Why do we eat a pear? To free up an item slot. You know, playing as a wizard, that would have been a terrifying sight. Watching those slimes all assemble as a group. Oh, I forgot to drop my books, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Next trip, I'm going to drop all my books. They're not in any imminent danger of being destroyed, but they weigh a lot. They weigh heavily on my person. Oh god, it's good to have mass. .34 AC completely changes the way you approach situations. It'll almost be worth it to come up with an AC-based wizard somehow. Alright, let's see now. Drop the wand of magic darts, please. That's such bull. You don't need that. Oh, Yakchuars. I hate these guys. I hate them enough to do this. 1, 2, 3. You freeze the Yakchuar. Gotta eat. And let's drop the electrocution axe and resist mutation is actually an excellent amulet for the late game. Nothing sucks more than getting a lousy mutation. Watching your hard-earned work turned to not dust exactly, just make it irritating. And then, you know, later on dying from it. That really sucks. I'm paralyzed. This is not a good time to be paralyzed. Not a good time at all. And I just had my, whatchamacallit, my scroll of blinking burn, so I no longer can blink in a pinch. Lost the potion to heal wounds. But I killed the remainder, so you know, all in all, not a terrible trade, but it's becoming abundantly clear to me that I'm not going to, the way this is going, I'm not going to have a whole lot of my acquired potions and scrolls by the end of the game. I'm not sure how to deal with that just yet. Okay. Time for another trip to the surface as soon as I clear this floor, I think. I'm running very low on item space. Let's drop the bonus cloak. I've already got a cloak, thanks very much. You open the troll like a pillowcase. A trolling pillowcase. A trollolol case, if you will. Ring of Fire. Wand of Polymorph Other. Target drop because I don't generally need it. Guardian Serpents can die. Oh my god. Where did these assholes come from? I just realized that I have 250 health while I'm berserked. It's like, yeah, that was a lousy approach to an even lousier encounter, but at the end of the day, I nailed them. And I'm totally going to use up one of my healing potions. At the rate they're dropping, it's not even like I'm probably only going to get to use them when I need them. Alright, let's see what they got for armors here. Nothing of note, nothing of consequence. Move right along, move right along. Yeah, I'm totally letting the Minotaurs there go to hell. I can't imagine. The problem I would have is there's probably going to be something of relative use in there, and it's like I already have all my inventory slots filled, so thanks but no thanks. The only thing that I can see that he would have that I'd really want is like superior shoes or something. And knowing my luck, that's the one thing he won't carry. And he'll have like 3 or 4 great magic items that I don't need, so no need to worry about that. Let's just focus on the game. Oh, that was a shapeshifter. It looked like the Moth of Wrath. Moth of Wrath can randomly make you go berserk, but in my case, that's hardly a negative now. Is it? Man, those little horsies didn't even see what was coming. 1 minute they're like, let's use our fancy archery skills and arrows to kill the brute. And the next minute, woof! Their heads were lopped off by a berserk dwarf. Incidentally, that gateway arch over there is the indication that this is where the Minotaur was. So literally the last place that I came. So I wouldn't have found it anyway. Let's leave. Oh, oops, too far. Let's leave and dump more stuff. All my books. Did I get some fancy scrolls? I did. Enchant armor, enchant weapon. Ring of Fire, which I don't intend to use inside of here. Randomly test this wand. It's probably an enchantment of some kind, so drop it for now. Alright, back in. So far so good, and wow, okay, that Orc Knight is much tougher than he looked. I actually came low on health fighting against him. So I'm just going to stand out here and heal for a bit before going right back in against whatever this thing was. Spiny worm. And let's use up another healing potion. Okay, my health is low now, so now I need to start, you know, actually being concerned about stuff. Namely, an army of significant enemies. So let's berserk. Make short work of them. Oh, damn, something resurrected him. Because he had a corpse I was going to eat. 34 AC, bitch. Suck it. Okay. So far, so good. I'm gonna go back, because I just realized there was a Lantern of Shadows I never picked up, and I actually really think that that's a very It's Mara. I don't remember how she works. I remember she makes illusions. So what I'm gonna do is send in a Berserk something against her. Okay, I killed the illusion of myself, and I'm not sure whether or not Mara is still alive or dead, thanks to my ally. Sure as hell wasn't to me, but this demon trident on the ground seems to indicate that we did in fact kill Mara. So I'm gonna hide, regardless, so that I'm at full health, just in case. But yeah, on the off chance that she's still alive, I'll probably encounter her again sooner than I'd like. And if she's dead, well, ding dong, the witch is dead. I do not want an amulet of stasis. An amulet of do not go berserk? Yeah, that's a good way to kill a berserker. Make him wear that without realizing it, and then force him to continue wearing it somehow. Like, I don't know, curse him and take away all of his scrolls. Okay, what the hell is this? Cloud of mutagenic fog with a pair of gloves at the end. I've never seen mutagenic fog before. I've never even heard of this. What the hell is that? It looks beautiful, but what is it? I mean, I'm assuming it mutates you. Okay. There's like no way in hell of walking to that, and unless digging can get through metal walls, I think it's safe to say I'm going to have to say no to these gloves, whatever they are. Though I will attempt to dig, just in case. Yeah, okay, it doesn't work. Okay, interesting romp. I don't need to, so I'm not going to attempt it. If I had to go for that, I think what I'd do is put on the Amulet of Resist Mutation. That's like a no-brainer. But, I'd probably also go for a Potion of Speed, so as to minimize the actual number of... I mean, I guess it'd be the same turns, but to minimize the amount of time I spent moving through there. Yeah, Amulet of the Gourmand is great, because it encourages you to always move with enough satiation that you can go berserk and or wait out a full regen without needing to hunt another corpse. And without having to use up permafood. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously you should be able to just use permafood for the same effect, but if you're like me, that thought wearies you. Totally gonna hide. Okay, that's Vault 5. And the fact that I didn't encounter Mara again means we did in fact kill her. Notice that summoning the ally is what made the difference there, because she totally had my number, but she couldn't handle both of us, and I could totally kill my own ghost by berserking, since I could do that and he couldn't. For those of you who wanted to see a better explanation of dealing with Mara, I recommend, I think it was Elf 3 in the 5Ls 5 live series that ran across Mara, and I kind of had to do a full analysis and figure out how I was going to deal with it then. But yeah, that would be the last time I remember actually reading up on it properly. Okay. More food. Food is good. Slow is gone. Let's back off. Always fighting them one at a time if possible. And actually, I'm curious what god gifts I've left behind. Yeah, there's a ruined battle axe that I dropped somewhere. Not that I dropped, that was gifted to me while I was inside the vault that I apparently didn't even know about. No biggie. No intention of going back for it, so. Steam Dragonhide. Steam Dragonhide is very useless for a heavy armor player. I believe it's fairly useful for a wizard. I'm gonna look up Marjorie. I don't think I fought her before, and those Hell Knights do not look like they're fun to mess with. So let's figure out what I'm up against here. Unique Fire Mage, often accompanied by Hell Knights, mid or late game. Okay, looks like Fire Resist is the name of the game here, and I only have Cold Resist, not Fire Resist. In fact, I'm fairly sure that none of my abilities stem in that trend in that direction. Yes, that's correct. That's just a lot of enemies, period. I'm going to try to run from her for now. Staircase is directly behind me. We'll just see how that goes. I'm going to back off first, and if, you know what? It looks like I might be able to get off a few really good drains. This is probably going to cost me experience-wise, but it'll be worth it if, you know, I don't die and they do. And it's cold that they don't like, so, I mean, I'm assuming it's cold they don't like, so let's utilize my Wand of Cold, kill one of the Hell Knights. Good. That's one down. And what is that thing? It's just a Necromancer. Okay, very good. Next. Do I have a lot more cold? I do not. I have some frost, I got some fire, got some draining. Let's continue draining them, including the Necromancer. Marjorie still doesn't know I'm here, apparently, so time to back off some more. And screw it. It's gonna Berserk. Kill them. Kill the entire freaking lot of them. Melt the corpses and back off further. I'm feeling a lot less scared of Marjorie right about now because she no longer has an entourage. And I can always summon an ally. I don't think she has that talent. Okay. I may have missed her because she's not around. And oh, that was a Wand of Fireball, so there she is. Totally turning on magic resistance first. Summoning an ally second. And gonna have to go Berserk in like 1 second. Oh my god, that was way more damage than I was anticipating. Yeah, it's worth healing first before I Berserk, just to massively amplify the amount of HP it gives me. She dies and I have 127 health. Was not even close to dying, but that was just terrifying because she knocked out almost 100 health in one shot. Okay, remember what I said earlier about how Sant Roca is probably going to be the highest on the list of enemies? Yeah, I take it back. Marjorie's probably higher. That was a ridiculous amount of damage to deal in one shot. And I grant you that I had no resistances, but even so, that's just a phenomenal amount of damage. In one analysis I read of this game, somebody mentioned that enemies die fast and you die fast. Both of you have very dangerous abilities. In fact, many of the player abilities are the same as the enemy abilities at the end. And I think that's very true. Even very hard enemies, if they get, criticaled by you once or twice, they're going to go down like pansies. But that goes both ways, and unfortunately there's a lot more of them than of you. The difference, of course, being you can heal, they can't, so, you definitely got... I'm totally gonna put on my resist poison before fighting a bunch of green, possibly poisonous thingies. Thingies, you know what I mean. Ugly thingies. Vampiric. I don't know what that means. I assume it means I drain health with it. But apparently there's something else. Some reason not to unwield it. Oh yeah, I just lost a lot of satiation. Probably makes me hungry. The problem I have with vampiric weapons is there's better brands to be had for damage. And just in general. Obviously there's some character builds where it's great though. Most notably, I believe it was the Deep Dwarf Necromancer. Pretty much never can go wrong with a good vampiric weapon. Although I will say it's very, what's that word? Satisfying? It's much appreciated that Trog is finally giving me good weapons. You know, not just, hey, do you like anti-magic? So do I. Let me give you my 28th anti-magic weapon. It's just like all the others, except with even less pluses, and even less reason that you might accidentally use it. Yeah. Good old Trog. Traps and doors, growing slowly but steadily. Armor axes fighting the triumvirate, doing quite well. Nothing more to change there. Yeah, it's just a habit. I periodically always just check my skill menu just in case. I think it's an old habits die hard because before version 0.9, whenever you would develop a new skill, it would automatically be turned on for training or something like that. So it paid off to like keep checking what skills you're able to train and which ones you're trying to train. But at this point, my skill training, like, truthfully is on autopilot. I know what I need to get. It's great. You know how you usually just tap 5 or whatever and that returns you to full health because you rest for a full time? Well, I have so much health right now that that isn't enough for me to come to full health. Down we go. Oh crap, I forgot. That was it. That was the end, huh? I don't have resist to electricity. They don't have range. I'm going to drop as many allies of Trog as I can manage in a short period of time. Okay, I just dropped one ogre and he just died instantly, so I'm just going to draw these 4 out with me. Because I do have enough health to sustain against them a little while. Yeah. I have multiple potions of invisibility, so I'm going to go invisible, actually. I don't know if it'll help, but it'll make me feel better. Maybe it'll give me a small bonus dodging or whatever. See that Yaktuar over there? He's the only reason I lost health, even close to as much as I did. And unfortunately, it's going to be enough at the rate things are going here. Heal wounds is a must. I need to close the distance with him pronto, just to stop taking the 30-40 damage he's dealing per turn. Okay, that's better. I don't know if it's that they can't or they won't, but generally at melee range, I've almost never attacked at melee range by Yaktuar or Centaur with their ranged weapon. Okay, that's all good. Let's take another stab at this. First things first, turn on the regen, and oh my god, look at the damage I took in one turn. Berserk will not be enough to save me this time, probably. Yeah, that's game. That's game. I took way too much damage going in there. Maybe I could have berserked up and down the stairs, but that would have cost me. I probably should have stayed out of Volt 8 until I was more ready. But Santa Claus dies well, and the title Santa Claus the Impregnable seems to be very well chosen, given his massive, massive, massive run. I had over 4,000 gold in the end, and crap, I skipped the high score menu, but that was my second highest run, that much I could tell. Period. Let's go ahead and, just because you guys have been so nice to watch the video this far, pull up his morgue file, because I can. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. This will be the latest. I'm just trying to pay attention to what you guys can see from all of this. Nope, that's actually worse. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So, skipping past all of the fun, awesome stuff because you guys were there for the whole run, so you don't need to see my 23 armor, 22 axes to appreciate it. I was wrong. Sant Roka is, in fact, the #1 enemy on the vanquished creatures list for the sheer amount of deadliness and damage they were capable. She was capable of. Shortly after myself, my own character was shortly thereafter, as my illusion was extraordinarily dangerous. Scrolling to the bottom because I want to see the total. 1,856 killed. That's always nice. And several hundred orcs of various varieties were killed. All told, this was a very solid run. I'm really happy with the way it went. There's a reason why the Mountaindorf Berserker is one of the easiest classes to play, and this is basically it. I'm curious what the text around the time of my death was, but let's see here. And it was also exactly the right amount of damage, but like I said, there was no way I was getting out of that. That scroll of blinking that burned up, I actually was looking for it at the end, because if it had been there, I wouldn't have died at all. I would have just blinked away, and then teleport, and then, you know, a few moments later returned. So really, this was completely my fault, because I should not have been so eager to get into Volt 8. I could have been like, alright, Volt's clear, I'm kind of missing a bunch of my scrolls, let me go back and get them. In fact, I'm fairly sure I did have a scroll of blinking that I dropped somewhere, just so I would have an extra in case they all burned up. So, yeah. My fault, my bad. All told, though, this was a very solid run. This was a very satisfying run. Several kills, several awesome weapons gained, and at the end it died not because of something game stupidity, but because of player stupidity, which is always the most appropriate way for a game to end. 4 hours and counting. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I will see you guys probably doing my Cat of Nine Tails run next time.